Welcome to Everything House Music and More, and today's guest is the one and only Reggie Corner. Reggie, what's going on, brother?
What's happening, Maurice?
All right, so we going to get right into it, Reggie.
Let's go.
So some people here in Chicago only know you as one of the biggest party promoters. How did house culture evolve in your journey and define your role in house music?
Well, I started out, I learned the promotional game from Butch and Craig.
Okay.
Right, I was working with them. This was like in '80. So I learned the game, closely with Greg, working with Craig. They was the owners of the playground. They used to do sours. They used to do other different parties. But then they kind of got some of the, people that was in the party that was popular.
Okay.
And mentored them into being promoters.
Right.
It was working from there. So, me and a group of the guys, Hans was, right along with it.
Right.
A few others, but, we used to just grind, put up the posters, do the flyers.
Now, what year was this?
Like in 80.
1980. Okay. And then what year did you first connect to it, like the whole house scene?
When I went on a continuous basis, it was like in 80, but I saw a lot of the parties stop,
Right.
Actually, I'm from the Nickies on 22nd.
Okay.
Right, so Towers was down the street.
Right.
The Lost was down the street, used to go by and was like, well, who is these people?
Right.
Wasn't into it, but then it was like, okay, I could get into this.
Right.
It was a lot of people that you didn't see,
Right.
In your neighborhood, so
Right.
it's like, the women are nice.
Right.
And we started going, and then we created going to different high school parties, meeting different guys from different parties and girls.
What was the name of the promotion company back then when y'all called it?
Basically, I was just working, they was just basically doing whatever they needed me to do.
Okay.
But then we had the dance groups back then. We was the Fly Boys.
Okay.
So the Fly Boys came together.
Right.
And we came from all parts of the city.
Right.
A couple of my guys I grew up with, we all used to venture out to the parties. James Perkins, Julio,
right.
Gino, a.k.a. Dino,
okay.
So we came all from Nickies, and the Hilliards was Gino, so he was right across the street. So our families kind of grew up together too.
Okay. So what records was big then at that time?
You can't be asking me that question. My memory ain't that great.
So I gotta call Wayne Williams for that, man.
Oh no, don't call Wayne.
Okay.
Don't call Wayne.
Right.
He gonna sit up here and tell you everything in his mind like it's the truth. That's your story. This is mine.
Okay. So there we go.
So if we're talking about music back then, and a lot of the.
So we talking about 1980. So there's really no house music yet. So
disco, but we didn't call it. We called ourselves preppy.
Right.
So it was preppy new waves, the Italiano music.
Right.
Herb Kent used to have a show.
Correct.
A lot of that music that was played.
Right.
The punk rock parties.
Right.
But
you also said there was no disco, the name disco.
Well,
correct?
To me, there's no such thing as disco. It is, but it ain't, because this music had already been made.
Okay, what would you call it then?
It was dance music.
It was dance music.
I mean, you go back from the funk, the soul, the R&B. Every time you hear Doo Wop the Wop record, they had a dance version on that album.
Okay.
One of them songs was something they played at the
so
party.
Disco was made up from the machine, the labels and everything.
Yeah, they just repackaged it. Let's make this a 12-inch, and hey, this come from the discotheque, so let's call it disco, and let's repackage it and sell this sound. But this sound was already created. Right. It wasn't like they just made this sound. It sounds
you're gonna get a lot of comments, y'all. But comment below and hit Reggie on that one. So we gonna.
I ain't gonna. Hey, I'm speaking now. I ain't gonna speak no more. But Harold Merrill and Blue Notes, right? Bad Luck. When was it made?
Yeah, that
was it disco or they just made it on that album?
Right.
Right along with the soul. So we dancing to it today.
I think they did say they were starting to do disco since they was coming into something during the 70s. So don't quote me on that, but I think
they started going into that sound, but that sound was already there. And they might have created something a little bit different, you know, and they just followed that format in that lane, but that lane was already being drove. Okay. You know, you was driving already.
We gonna keep it right there, y'all, and that's what Reggie Corner says, y'all. That's his perspective.
But we was disco preppy, new wave.
Okay, so you was playing everything punk, back then. Yeah.
You know.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you this real early. How do you think, in your perspective, where do you think the term house music came from?
From Chicago.
Okay, that's definitely true, from Chicago. But did it arrive from people going to the warehouse, or were they doing parties in the house, and that's why they call it house music? Was it created by Leonard Remix Roy, who had a little sign in the window? I mean, go ahead, brother. You was there from the beginning.
Hey, Leonard, don't go on Facebook talking crazy because you didn't create house music. Stop it.
Okay. All right. Y'all heard that now.
To me, all I know is it came from Chicago. I can't say where it came from because it just kind of just happened. I never went to the warehouse and heard the word warehouse. I never went to a party and was like, that's house music. To me, we was preppy. Okay. When that term came out, it wasn't in the 80s. It was later it came around, and whoever was saying this and was bouncing around. Right. To me, it was like a derogatory term. They used to be like, that's them house motherfuckers, you know.
So that means,
excuse my language, but you know.
So it was derogatory, like they didn't like us.
Yeah.
Or they thought we was gay.
Or not even that. It was just some different stuff that they wasn't a part of. Okay. So they frowned upon it. But that name went around. If it came from the warehouse, I never heard it. I know some people who said, yeah, I heard them talk about the warehouse, and I was like, not for me. Right. And I was in the middle of everything. So not for me. I don't know why y'all just happy because you went to the warehouse and that was your spot and you want to just claim it. Right. Then claim it. But no. It came from Chicago, and nobody could put their finger on where exactly it came from, or who was the first, or who was the last, or whoever. Okay. It just came from Chicago. Be safe. Right. Stop trying to be proud about something that you can't prove.
Okay. All right, Reggie Corner. All right, so what year did you start DJing?
I'm not a DJ.
Oh, so you're not a DJ?
No, I'm not a DJ.
Where's that DJ Reg at, though? Okay. So we're not a DJ. You just a straight party promoter.
Well, what happened was...
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Through the years of promoting,
right?
We used to dip around, you know what I mean, and our parties in the house or, hanging out. My sister had some 12s.
Right.
You know, my brother-in-law, he had a flight case.
Okay.
With 12s in it.
Right.
So that was just in the house. So we would go play with it, and they used to tell me, you tearing my needles up with that scratching.
Right.
You know what I mean? Going back trying to find this,
I remember that. Yes, I remember that.
I was like, no, they needles, they going to go bad regardless. They don't last forever. Right. But you tore up my needles. You got to buy some more. But, Lee Collins, good friend of mine, we used to and they was really offered to DJing because we was the fly boys. So, Chavez,
okay.
From different parts of the city. Billy, Eddie, I mean, a lot of them went to Dunbar. Then we had guys from King. We had guys from, the west side, south side. We had, hey, excuse me if I didn't say all y'all name, but,
right.
The Fly Girls, the whole thing. But throwing parties kind of caused me to get more into DJing, but not for hire. Only my parties, because even my hip hop parties, it was like DJ didn't want to come early.
Right.
They want to come when the
at
crowd
peak time,
is there.
right? At peak time.
So who's gonna play?
Okay.
Right. So I got to put some tunes on while I'm doing all the lights, camera, and action at the same time. Right. So things got to keep going on. Okay. So as time progressed, it was like I'm just gonna play early.
Right.
Why not?
Okay.
And
so that's how it came about.
Yeah, and then you got all the equipment anyway. I'm playing at home, so I don't really need no audience or, was like, let me do this. I really want to DJ. And I'm like, no, I can DJ.
Right.
So why don't I just open up?
Oh, okay. So that's where it came from. All right, good to know that. So I see from the background of your picture back there is you, Ronnie, and Mr. I'm throwing a blank already.
You throwing on the Godfather house?
Oh, Godfather house. Mr. Williams, I'm sorry.
One of the Godfathers, because we ain't finna
right.
give,
yeah.
It ain't no one.
Okay, so knowing that I see the background, I was going to ask you, were you Team Frankie, Team Ronnie, or Team Farley? But I see in the background right there, it's definitely Ron.
That was just an iconic picture that a lot of people for years they used to see. Once I posted it up,
right,
and they had no idea this was me.
Okay.
You know, and this was at the Music Box. But,
right.
you know, starting off with the music, when they was like, who's your favorite of this? We listened to everybody.
Right.
You know,
but I mean, everybody had like their favorite to go to, like, all right, when the Hot Mix 5 was Farley or, before then. So who was your favorite before you got to the Music Box and everything else? Who was your favorite DJ?
The different parties, so I wouldn't. Well, Farley was at the playground, so I had to be there a lot because I was, working with Butch and Craig. Farley was one of the favorites,
Okay.
I used to love Tony.
Tony Hatchett. Okay.
That was like one of my favorites back then.
Right.
It was like, man. So, Andre,
Right. No, I got you. I just want to know what was Reggie Corner like.
Wayne, I mean, they was all doing their things, but out of that group, it was like, man, Tony, we going.
Right.
Remember guys, man, Tony playing, or Farley over here, in the beginning. And then, when we got wind of like, yeah, Frankie, you know what I mean? He playing something different.
Right.
It was a different sound.
Okay.
And then as time progressed, it was like, we used to hang out the playground a lot because, the high school parties it was time to go to maybe a club.
Right.
And, sours, different, but playground was like every week, so consistent. And then when the Music Box moved on 16th in Indiana, it was like, man, a couple of my guys used to work over there, like Pat, Donzel, man, they worked at the playground too, so it was like, man, we finna go down there.
Right.
And then we heard a whole nother sound.
Okay.
And then when they opened up the Music Box, it was a rap.
It was totally different for you.
It was like, no. I mean, but the warehouse, we was a little bit young.
Right.
So
you definitely went to the warehouse?
Yeah, sparingly, you know what I mean? We would just go to the warehouse, hang out outside.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because it was like, we ain't got no money. We just paid to come from another party, and they still going on. We don't want to go home.
So
let's go over there and hang out.
Outside and listen to the music outside out the window.
Yeah, but it wasn't even about the music. It was just hanging out.
Okay.
And then, hey, you guys, we going in. What you finna do?
Okay, so let me ask you, what was one of your first successful parties, and who was the DJs at that time?
DJs at first successful
party. Your first successful party where you got paid, and when you was a straight promoter.
Yeah, that I didn't even get paid.
Okay.
That first party.
For your first successful party, you didn't get paid.
I didn't get paid.
Oh wow! So what party was that?
That was actually, we had parties that was get together type, or we called it party, but it wasn't about the money. I would throw a party and hey, just come hang out, do whatever. Yeah. Or I go to other people's parties. But my first party to make a decision to start promoting, I threw a memorial party for Gino.
Okay.
Right, they called him Gino. His real name was Harold Price.
Okay.
And they called him Dino too. So he died.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, we're gonna put a memorial party for him. I think Lee was one of the first.
That's so Lee Collins.
Yeah. Then Lee brought Sadat, and I might have had a couple of other ones.
Now, what year would this be?
You want me to go get the flyer?
No, you ain't got to get the flyer.
It was probably like 22 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay. So no doubt. Okay. And where was that at? Do you remember?
That was at the Prop House.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Prop House.
And I did it on a Thursday.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And people was like, man, you need to keep doing this. Because, house kind of like died. It was just, wasn't no consistent parties.
Well, I don't think house music died. I just think it wasn't up in the forefront like it used to be. Yeah. I'm saying here too, because we kept doing parties no matter. I mean, through the 80s, through the 90s, through the 2000s. I mean, I know some people say where it died out. Well, you just had to know where to go to hear it.
Yeah, it was not. what we talking about where you had 3, 4, 4, 5, 6 parties on a Saturday to maybe once a month.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
most definitely
it just dampered down. It was always here, but it's like they always house music died, and I was like, no, it ain't dead. It's just that it ain't a lot of parties.
Right.
And they was like, man, you need to keep doing it, because what I did, I took a flyer.
Okay.
I put a collage of old pictures from like the warehouse, the music box, and different shit. I got a lot of the pictures from Robert, so I made a collage flyer, and then was like, memorial, this and that, and other for Gino, and they came out. Okay. And I don't know if that was the first or the second, but I know Lee played, Sada played. I think either the second party or that first one, Jamie and Carl, I think.
That's Jamie 326.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what is Carl's last name? Ishmael or something like that.
Okay.
And it was a funny story, because I had Jamie play a party. Robert's like, man, I said I need a couple of DJs.
Right.
And he had named some, and I was like, I didn't know Jamie like that, but Jamie played a party.
Okay.
Prior to that, we had a house like in Cedar Lake.
Okay.
And my partners, so I partner up with him out there, and we would throw parties at the beach house, we called it. So I think it was 4th of July. So I went to Dwayne Woods to do the sounds, and I was like, man, I need some DJs, and he was like, it's some DJs live upstairs in my building.
Oh wow.
They upstairs. I said, okay. They was called themselves the Lust Boys then.
Okay.
I was like, all right.
The Lust Boys.
Yeah, I was like, I need them.
Okay.
So they played.
And who was included in Lust Boys?
Only person. I mean, it was Larry Lust, was it Chris? Okay. A few other ones I didn't really know.
Right.
But Jamie kind of stuck out to me.
Okay.
Because when he was the one I was like,
Jamie
that boy could play. Yeah. Because he played classics.
Okay.
And he put in some new stuff in there.
Okay.
And one really took me with Jamiroquai. He played that, and I was like, what are you doing with that?
Yeah.
And he put it in the music, because when we talk about this, that'll be jumping into a different subject. But right quick, house music.
Right.
Me and Wayne Williams was having this discussion. Okay. And I was like, house music is like stepping music. It's not something that you can put your hand on. It's a group of music. I mean, you could put your hand on it, but it's all kind of music that fits in this socket. Okay. It's like when we stepping. Pathway to Glory wasn't meant to be a stepping record.
It's what we made in Chicago.
We made it because we take music. That's what Ron, Frankie, all the DJs, whoever, take music and put it into this format. Right. And it's dance music.
I give you that. I definitely give you that. I think I can agree with you on that.
So Jamie was putting in some Jamiroquai, which I was like, he was hot.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
That's something different.
That.
Yeah.
And then when Robert mentioned it to me, it was I was like, okay, yeah. That guy. But I didn't get his name associated with his face.
Gotcha.
Because they played, and then I was like, I'm going to let them play another party.
Right.
But that other DJ, I don't want him.
You don't even know.
But I had the names mixed up. And I was like, bring him. And then it came out, I was like, no, his name Jamie.
Right.
Because I was saying, I never want to hear Jamie again.
Right.
And I was like, that guy. He was like, no, that is Jamie.
Okay. So
and I was like, okay, that's cool.
Oh, wow, okay.
So, that was the start of the way we were. Then they was like, man, keep doing this. And I was like, all right, we're going to call it the way we were.
Okay.
And I continued just doing consistent parties like that. And then I was doing hip-hop parties.
Okay. That's during the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was like doing this over nightlife production.
Right.
And then this was the way we were. It was a different time.
Okay. So what makes a Reggie Corner party special?
I don't know about special, but it's just my style. Okay. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that I have to feel the venue.
Right.
I have to create what I was taught.
Okay.
You know, because I learned a lot from Butch and Craig. I learned a lot from Robin Williams.
Right.
It's a style of a party.
Yeah.
So every building you go into, I be in there like, nah, I can't do nothing in here.
Right.
You know, and I walk into places all the time, and I be looking around and be like, I'll move this over there. I'll do this.
Right.
You know, my wife always telling me, you know, like, you always trying to work. I said, I walk into places and I see.
Yeah.
You know, and every place, I don't think, my style of party is an underground party.
Yeah.
So if I go into a club, I'm trying to create that underground feel.
Right, right.
So if I walk into a building, there's 4 walls, I'm trying to create an underground feel.
Right.
So it's my style, you know, that I was taught, raised, went to, and learned.
Right.
And it's my style because I create a room based on what I feel or what I see.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know because, you know, people, you know, there's always a lot of people being DJs. There's a lot of people want to be party promoters, and they don't know that it takes something special to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's, I need to do I actually need to do like a video time lapse of actually what it does.
Goes into it,
It takes for me.
Absolutely,
because
you should do that.
I do I just don't go into a room and say, okay, move this, move that.
Right.
No, it's hands on.
Yeah.
I'm sitting up here coming with the concept of what I want to call it, what I want to do.
Right.
Then, you know, through the years, I make my own flyers.
Okay.
Then, you know, we have to deal with the sound system.
Right.
You know, so we got to bring that, transfer the room. So even if I hire somebody to do the sounds,
right,
I'm working with them.
Yeah.
I'm
so you know what?
I'm moving.
You want that's your vibe.
You know, I need this speaker here, or I'm asking them, well, what you think about this? I'm there.
Yeah.
We're gonna get this done the way I see what I need to be done.
Okay. All right. So DJs want to ask you this: what makes a good DJ for your events, Reggie, and why do you choose a DJ?
That's a very, very good question because they think it's personal.
Right.
This ain't personal. It's business.
Okay.
I don't care what you play. If you play country and western and we can get 1,000 people in the building, you going to be playing.
Right.
The difference is that if it's something for me personally, then I'll choose who I like, who makes me dance.
Yeah.
But I don't choose the DJs. The people do. I listen to the streets.
Right.
They tell me.
So every party that you book is what everybody want to hear.
Yeah. If they don't want to hear them, then they won't be there. It's the same thing. If you promoting a party, it's like same thing as a concert.
Right.
You go to concerts for people that you want to hear.
Right.
I don't care if it's something that you done been to 1,000 times. You know, whatever it is, you go there for that artist. So. DJs get upset because they want to get on this certain platform, and it's like, it's a give and take.
Yeah.
If I'm throwing a party, I can't bring you if you can't bring no people that want really want to see you.
You understand that? Yes.
You know, and I can rock them out. I said, you in Chicago, most likely if you came from back in the day, you got skills because you had to, because they'll clown you.
Absolutely.
So you got skills, but that don't mean that somebody wants to hear you. Because right now, today, you know, back in the day, it was like you was in a dark room, nobody could see you. You could let somebody play, and you'd be mysterious person that they ain't never seen, and then maybe they'll get a glimpse. But you know, you rocked it out. But nowadays, it's different. Yeah. It's something else. It's just like on TV. They put certain people on there that they think that's gonna draw people to the tube. Yeah. So you have to have more than just DJing. Right. They want to talk to you. Yeah. They want to take pictures with you. Right. You know, they want to be part of your life for that moment. Yeah. And you know, a lot of people look at this one. I like you as a DJ. Right. Right. But guess what? I like you as a person. Yeah. I'm going to cheer for you even if you bad. Right. That's a false sense of reality. You want those people that don't even know you to rock with you. Yeah. And then they going to want to know you. Because, you know, right now it's like popularity contest. Yes. You got to be a politician. You got to kiss babies and all
Shake
that.
everybody's hand, right.
Yeah. Yeah. And otherwise you might be that other DJ because you got to create something for yourself to be mysterious, like he's standoffish or she is, and she don't talk to me. That'll draw people to you too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But whatever it is, it ain't just about you beating the box. Right.
Okay. So Frankie didn't promote, Ronnie didn't promote, but Lil Lewis and others did. Is it the DJ job to promote it, or is that the new school promoters being lazy?
Frankie had to promote. He owned the power plant.
But you didn't see Frankie passing out no flyers.
It was word of mouth. They did something different.
Well, we all know what we talking about. That's a little different. But I'm just saying.
Hey,
like,
Ron came out there and hung some posters.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when it was time to get out, it was time. Ron was get down.
So you do think it's the DJ's job to help promote?
No, it's the DJ job to actually promote themselves, to make themselves popular. Because if you just in the background doing nothing,
right?
You know, like I said, you know, this is a popularity contest.
Okay.
So if you want to be hands-on with the promoter, then maybe you need to be around and show your face because they want to see you.
Right.
You know, it's just that they want to see you almost before they hear you. That's how you're going to become popular. So if you got people who like you as a person,
right,
then they'll come hear you.
Yeah.
Just because you cool with them. Oh, that's my boy. That's my girl. I want to go see them. Okay. So it's some things they have to do. It ain't their job. Right. For me, it's different.
Yeah.
I don't need you to do nothing.
Right.
Because it's my job. Right. And I'm going to make sure. But it does help when you actually do some things for yourself to let people know where you playing.
All right, because DJs, y'all hear that, right?
You create fans.
Right.
They want to know where you're playing at.
Absolutely.
So I might can't get to them.
Yeah.
But they follow you.
Right.
So that means you need to let them know because guess what? At the end of the day, if ain't nobody there to see you play, you ain't getting booked no more.
There you go.
You got to go.
Right. All right. There are many DJs that don't get the praise that they deserve. Based on talent and relevance to the culture, name one and why you think they should get their just due.
I ain't going to answer that.
Well, come on, man. Ray, you been in the game. You're a promoter.
It's a lot.
You hear a lot of cats. Just name me one guy or female that you think that, you know, they're good at what they do and they need to get their just due. They just don't get the, you know, the promotion or the praise that they need to get.
See, that's kind of.
I mean, come on, man. We being real.
I mean, it's DJs that is a. I can't say you. I can't answer that to the point where just hear me out now. Just hear me out.
So you don't have one DJ that you be like, man, I'm really gonna put this. I'm gonna push this person. I believe in that person because I love what they doing. They remind me of so and so. They got that energy. They, you know, everything that you said, the charisma, the charismatic, all that stuff. You can't name me just one out your mind that you really can say.
I tell you the reason why I can't. That's personal, and I don't do personal. See, personal. Right. This is a business.
Right. I don't. Well, no, this is personal right now.
Yeah, but I'm saying
I'm saying
how I see things.
Right. So you think just because you say that people have turned away from you, or something like that?
No, but they do have. They think that you pick DJs based on personal things, and you know, or however, that's a click. Ain't no click here. The difference is that if you are a person, I am dealing with talent. I am not dealing with somebody that I think is great and I'm going to make them great. Now, if you want to hire me as a manager, then that's what we going to do. But that ain't my job. My job is to bring talent to the table that you want to see.
No, that is true, but there's also talent that you've seen that nobody else has seen because you've been doing this so long and you in this culture.
And I do push them.
Right, okay.
And I do. And then, you know, if there's a person that I see that has talent, right, and I feel that they can be there, I'll give them that push. Okay. You know,
but you're not gonna give me a name, though, right?
But I mean,
just give me one name.
Some of these DJs think they're great, and just because they came from the past.
I understand, but just give me one.
But it ain't really no names.
I want to know one of your favorites. So I mean, I can be like, I like so and so because I really like this cat. I like the way he spans.
But see, the difference is it's not about what I like.
Yeah,
it's what the people like.
No. It is what you like because sometimes you got to put out there because it may be missed. So if you like somebody, you be like, I'm gonna give this person a shot because I really believe him. I'm just asking personally, is there a DJ out there that you think need to get their just due that you believe in them?
No.
Okay.
No, but listen, there's a reason why.
Okay.
I mean, it ain't just like, no. First of all, if you feel that you supposed to be, who's to say you should be bigger than you are because you've been DJing for a long period of time, or you got talent and I think you're gonna shine. If I see that you have talent, then I'm gonna, I'll take that step.
Right.
Right. It's just like a lot of cats.
No, that's what I'm saying. But I'm
I took chances with a lot of DJs.
Right. No, I'm just saying. What is one of your favorites then that you've seen coming up, or you be like, yeah, it's time for this person?
Past or present? Present.
Yeah.
J-Star.
Okay. That's all. See how easy that was.
I mean, you know what I mean.
That's all I wanted.
I was like,
no, that's good.
And Mike was like,
and it's younger too, and it's a younger generation. Which
but I'm
great.
saying there's some older ones that if you see somebody on my ticket,
right,
that you think that don't belong on there because they don't have, I'll take a chance, right, and I'll put them in front of an audience, but they just not. It's like you can't take somebody that just started,
right,
or from the past that don't have a following and put them out there and create a party around them. You have to put them in something with someone.
Gotcha.
And then when you do that, then maybe they'll, go further. But the thing is that I don't say that because if you say a name, and they may feel like they bigger than they are, or you belittling who they are, and it's like, no, I'm not trying to do that.
We keep that like it is. So here we go. House has been accused of being old people's music. The crowds here in Chicago are older now. What do you feel is the future of house music, or does it fade out with us?
Is house music a period music?
Yeah, does it fade out with us, or does it keep on going? As a promoter, as what you seeing right now,
sound has to change.
Sound has to change. Okay.
Around the world, they listen to house music, but it's still a little bit different than what we started off with. But every genre of music has changed.
Yeah.
So nothing stays the same.
Right.
You could take some of your classic music. It's just like you take stepping. We've been doing stepping in Chicago forever, right? Just right along with house. But stepping is longer, so the music and stepping has changed. Right. Plus, you have a classic stepping party, and then you got the new. Even they play hip hop in some of the steppers parties. So, right along with house, if we listen to all the classics, that's just a period. Right. It's gone. It's period music, we got to change now. If we want to grab the youth and bring them in, we're gonna have our work cut out for it, because back in the day we had radio was able to push, and we had high schools that actually had parties, and we was raising a generation. But we can't have no high school parties. They don't want to hear it. Unless they do it in their type of style and they and they style. And if on the radio, you gotta kind of the sound gonna have to be different. Then when they get into it and start DJing and producing and making records, and then it goes. So it takes a village to push this.
No, absolutely.
In America,
right? So what do you wish you could change in the Chicago house music scene right now?
What? To change?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
I mean, you tell me. I mean, over the years of you promoting a party, crowds are getting smaller and smaller sometimes.
More youth.
Right. So that's what you changed, more youth. Okay, so that's good. So, all right. You also been a long time, and you've been known to have a few beats over the years. Talk to the camera right now and squash one right now you want to clear up any misunderstanding.
And what was that beat?
I'm just saying, man, Reggie, we know everybody got beats around here. You know, it's the rumors and everything, but is there anything you would like to clear up right now on camera? A misunderstanding that people think of Reggie Corner?
I don't know what they think because I don't really listen.
Okay, there you go.
But I do know, like I said about the DJs, that they think you unapproachable, it's a clique, it is, and you putting, first of all, this is a business.
Right.
You bring people that actually, I have friends and people that would be a myth. I have friends that's DJs, that's been DJing for years. You don't see them on my tickets like that because they don't actually bring people.
Right.
So, how could you say I'm biased to anything?
So Reggie Corner, if somebody asked Reggie Corner to help them to promote their picnic party, you would do that? Or do you have to Like you said, you have to go see the location, see the person they having on.
Well, I'm not a hired gun, so it ain't necessarily that you can hire me.
Oh, they can't hire you then.
You know, I mean, if it's something that's already been going on, it's bigger than, it's bigger than life, so I could come in as a promoter, but I got to come in from the ground floor.
Okay.
You can't just hire me. I want you to promote this. I'm not a street promoter.
You got to be there from the beginning then.
Because it's my style.
Right.
If my input is not put in, then it ain't my party. And people knows that. They would definitely know, man, that ain't no Reggie Corner party.
Right.
That's something else.
So when you do a party, does it matter if a DJ is doing this full-time or is a part-time DJ, or you just like how they play?
We go back to what I said. It don't matter.
Okay.
If the people want to see you,
right,
then that's the first thing. I'm not at the bottom of the game.
Right.
So I don't have to try a lot of different things.
Okay.
It's based on, I'm throwing a concert.
Right.
And I'm putting the ticket together that people want to see.
Right.
And for me to, they do have opening acts and different stuff like that. So we do some things like that.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to put a ticket together that people want to see.
Okay.
And if you fit in that category, you go. But I'm not your manager, so I can't tell you. I can give you some suggestions of what you need to do to try to get your name out there.
Right.
But that's not my job.
Okay. No doubt. So name me three. Give me three of your favorite Chicago house records.
Records?
Yep. Not disco, not funk, R&B.
Something right now?
It can be anything, just as long as Chicago house records.
Man, I can't give you 3 records. I love too many records.
Oh my goodness, Reggie, it's not that hard. Just give me.
It is. It's very hard.
Name me 3 records that at your play. If you was DJing your party, DJ Reg, opening up what you doing at one of your parties, name me 3 Chicago records you'll play.
That I will play?
Yeah.
I couldn't answer that because I play anything that comes to me.
I know you play everything that comes to you.
Oh, I couldn't even name.
If you had to go by a list, if somebody came in from
I
London,
might not even name the name of it. I mean, it's just like.
Reggie, making this really hard, man. It's really easy.
It is hard. When you was trying to get me to get 3 records, all these records that's been made.
Well, give me 10 then.
Give you 10.
I mean, I'm making it easier for you. Say 3 is hard.
No, it ain't. It really ain't. Glad to know you. I can go from Dr. Feel Good.
No. That's not Chicago house records.
That's not Chicago.
No,
house
that's
records?
not Chicago house records.
Oh, you talking about only Chicago house?
Chicago
records?
house records. Like is house?
It's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You know,
Body.
that was slam dancing. So I got to love his house because we would slam dance off of that.
Okay.
One more that I would like. You got to tell me some names. You got to help my brain
DJ,
function.
You're a promoter. You have Move Your Body. You got Mystery of Love. You got Mr. Lee. You got Undercover. Dr. Darely.
Like I said, it's house, and I'm moving along. That's one. 'Cause everything you name, I ain't touching.
So you
now,
never
if the crowd want to hear it, then that's what you got to do.
Right.
You got to play.
So was
for
it
the
okay?
crowd.
Let me ask you this:
It ain't something that
was
I
there any Chicago house records you didn't play? Now let's be real.
It ain't about me. If I play something, it's only because of what people like. It ain't about me. If I'm gonna play for me, then you need to come over here and walk over there.
So you trying to say you never broke records? Because you had to break a record if you felt like it was good.
Well, I don't play at prime time, so I'm just playing.
That's Reggie PC, y'all. On that note,
no. Listen, let me put it like this: I do play records that somebody ain't never heard before, right? But 9 times out of 10, you ain't there early, so you ain't gonna know what's happening anyway.
But you never know that. Some people come in and listen.
Yeah,
Reggie,
they do, and they hear things.
People would listen to some
but
music,
I come from dancing,
right?
So my whole thing is that when you come from dancing,
right,
I play music that I would dance to,
right?
And I don't have to, kind of. Oh, well, I don't know if I like. If I'm gonna dance to this,
right?
Chances are it's gonna work.
Okay, good. Well, on that note, thank you everybody tuning in for everything I Love House Music. It's my man Reggie Corner. Reggie, thank you for being a part of this, brother. And y'all remember to subscribe, hit the button, and hit the bell for notifications. And Reggie, there's anything else you want to say to the people about what you're doing, man, out here in Chicago?
Hey, I've been trying to keep house alive for a long time.
And I'm proud of
And
that. Thank you, brother.
That's the bottom line. With
sir.
everybody who got a myth about a beef or story this,
Right.
I'm tenacious.
Okay.
I'm going to work hard.
Right.
You know, when you sleep, I'm working.
Right.
When you wake up, I'm working.
Amen to that, brother.
And don't get mad. Don't hate, you know, because it ain't about that. Don't be mad because you ain't something. Everything ain't yours.
Right.
Just because you say you're a DJ or you're a promoter,
Right.
Be what you are. But if the cards don't fall your way,
Yes,
ain't
sir.
nothing you could do. We playing poker.
There you go.
Here go my hand. I got to
Right.
play it. So you got to choose. And then people got to realize if you get a place, it's several things that can make you a promoter,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes it's the cards and it's the time, the place. You can find a place that's nice, hot, and start doing parties there.
Right.
And it can make you popular in that promotion because the place is nice. You
Right.
put the right DJ in there, you're going to grow. But if you don't make no lateral move, you're
Right.
stuck only known for this place.
Right.
So the game is to be sold, not told. Now, we might mentor and they can like pass it along. Just like with DJing. They need to pass the torch. What do you mean? DJing is it's not a retiring sport.
Right.
This is like golf.
Yeah.
You keep playing. And it's an individual sport.
Right.
They pick up the game different.
Right.
This is not a team sport.
Yeah.
It's for me to be DJing and getting high, not for my team.
Right. Right.
You know, and same thing with promoting. They like, oh, why don't y'all all get together?
Yeah.
That's their style. This is my style. We might come together and do certain things,
Right.
but at the same time, this is what I do.
Yeah.
This is what they do. I'm selling you a brand.
Right.
You know, this is Pepsi.
Right.
You know, I go back to this.
All right, y'all. It's the way we were, y'all. That's what it is.
Oh, this Coke. I
Right.
don't drink pop, so I don't.
I get you. Reggie, thank you, brother. I appreciate you doing this, man. Love you, man. And like I said, many blessings coming up in the new year, man. And we talk to you soon, brother.
Likewise.
Peace.
Always.